always working. Um, Father, good father, take care of your seed. That's one of the things that I admire about you. Not just being an artist, but there's a lot of times, with being a hip hop artist, people don't look at the backside of what you guys are doing, and how you guys are working in your community and doing other stuff. So highlight that part of it first. But Shirley is in the building tonight, so we're gonna chop it up to him. And like I said, I got two of your singles over here. Actually, I had Tape Ish. I already had that, kept that on lock anyway. And I got the other single that you sent me, Ricky Owens. So real quick, tell everybody where they can find you at first on social media if they're looking for you on social media.
I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere you could search somebody's name, you can find me. Just type in Shwillie. That's SHWILLIE.
And it's funny because you spell it, the Shwillie part of it. Where did that name come from? Is that something that you made up yourself, or is that something that grandma used to call you back in the days or something?
So my name Willie.
Right.
Right when Bobby Shmurda came out, he had the hot song.
Right.
Everybody kept saying when I was younger I looked like Bobby Shmurda, so it was calling me Shwillie Shmurda.
Okay.
So when I started making music, I just cut it short, chopped it to Shwillie.
Okay. All right. So that's cool. And then coming from originally being from Newark, New Jersey, right? You're from Paterson, New Jersey. Paterson, New Jersey. Yeah. And that's hip hop is different in New Jersey.
Where they shooting up cops at last night?
yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's man, it's sad. Jersey has always been like a kind of like a epicenter of violence and tremendous turmoil and change and all of that. Like
it's tough being in the shadow of New York City.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's tough.
Absolutely. It is. But some of our most talented entertainers come out of Jersey, from out of that pain and out of that suffering. So, and I had to play one of my favorite groups from out of Jersey, my big brother Tretch. Like that's an artist out of Jersey that nobody gives props to. Like you go in your top 5 and you say your top 5 rappers, I don't never hear nobody mention that dude's name. And when you think about it, if you think about even his success level as far as movies, like Tretch had some movies.
But you know why that happens?
Yeah, of course.
It's all about your personality.
Yeah, true.
And your energy.
True,
you know what I mean? Because sometimes, it ain't where you from, is where you at.
Yeah, that's true.
If you want to get invited, if you want to be at the meeting before the meeting and the meeting after the meeting, you got to be on point.
Sometimes you got to be on point.
Because some people, when you get to the meeting, the decision's already been made. This is just formality.
Right.
You got to get to the meeting before the meeting.
Right.
And if you say something at the meeting to change our mind,
right,
then you get to come to the meeting after the meeting.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they ain't gonna.
So Tretch only can go to the meeting.
Right. And they ain't gonna tell you that. They're not gonna tell you that to your face. This is Hollywood.
Oh, absolutely. That's how we do it.
They're not gonna tell you to your face. They're gonna tell you. You'll be like, yeah, okay, Shwillie, yeah, you from Paterson? Yeah, okay, yeah, you can come next week, and we'll, so. But I like that's the difference.
Kind of like.
That's what I was saying.
Have your people call my people.
Right, exactly. That's what I was saying earlier. That's why I wanted to start it off the interview from that perspective, because as a father and as a student, as all of those things, a lot of times we don't get to see that backside of hip hop artists that's coming from your era. A lot of times, and sometimes we don't highlight that, and we don't get a chance to sit down and chop it up with y'all because of that deep divide. The old heads don't want to deal with the young boys
because they don't listen,
because they don't want to play, because the parents is low. But this is where we get an opportunity to cross those bridges right here tonight. So big shout out to you for coming through tonight. And like I said, from Paterson, New Jersey. What made you decide to want to do music? Like what was your motivation to do music and hip hop?
Since I was young, I was always the kid on the bus, banging on the window, a little freestyle here and there. Once I got to high school, I was always hanging around my friends who was in the studio. I freestyle a little bit, but never really take it serious. And my one boy, Marky, he was like, yo, I got a beat for you, get on it.
Right.
I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna really take it too serious.
Right.
Got on it, played around. He's like, nah, do it again. Like, you got something, do it again. So ever since that first song, it's the first song on my SoundCloud. Anybody go on my SoundCloud, it's right there. I still got it up there with him.
Nice.
And so that's kind of what pushed me to keep doing music. And everybody just grasped into it. So I was like, all right, I got some here.
Some of your musical influence, like some of the rappers that you grew up listening to, like some of your favorites.
Jay-Z. My dad played a lot of Jay-Z when I was young.
Yeah, big shout out to the pastor. Big shout out to my brother and the pastor. You got big shout out to brother Tyrone. Big shout out to you.
Hold up, did you just say your father played a lot of JC when you were younger?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
Kiss
young.
Maggie's ass.
Yeah, he's young.
Okay, all right then.
And Jay-Z, who else?
Meek. Listen to a lot of Meek.
Mm-hmm.
Shy Glizzy. I listen to everybody,
I'm
but
about to say this real diverse.
that's like those are my favorites right now.
Everything.
Mm-hmm. So that's good. I mean, that's the like I always tell Amy, that's the problem that I have. See, I got nephews like you, nephews like Sluggo the Don and stuff like that. So I have to keep those vibes inside of the music, because if I don't, then I'm just the old DJ. You know what I'm saying? So I like to make sure I got some of the hot joints, and a lot of times with that separation of you being older, and a lot of times people don't see that. But y'all deserve y'all. I mean, we like Amy always said. Amy said this last week. A lot of times, what happens is, we
sit in the chair.
Yeah. I'm gonna load them up real quick. But what happens is, a lot of times when we get into music, we don't get the opportunity to enjoy it. We don't get an opportunity to enjoy it as much as we should, because as DJs, we're in the booth most of the time. Yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be at, on this side of the table. But as DJs, we don't get a chance to really listen to the music, because sometimes we in the booth, so we don't get a chance to enjoy it. But with that, like most of your influences in hip hop, you can tell by your writing skill. Like when you write your lyrics and stuff like that, the way that you pattern your cadence and stuff like that, you can tell that you're not just somebody that just writes down just to say anything. Like I was telling you, when I listened to the first joint, and I was telling you how I could pick out like we was even joking, like, as we was talking like a couple of weeks ago. We was telling because Jip was here, and we was talking about the new album that's coming out from Designer, and not to make a comparison to your music or Designer, not saying y'all in the same type of bracket, but we was just saying like I couldn't even understand not one word that he was saying, right? But in your music, I could tell like there's a cadence in there. Like I could pick out certain phrases that are like I would say that I could identify with, even in my age bracket. Like, not to say that I'm old, but you know what I mean. Even in my age bracket, because I like Johnny Dang. That's one of my friends on Instagram. One of the big top jewelers, and to mention in that. And then also like a lot of times too, we got to find a way to identify with each other. So like me, you a sneakerhead, like. You love sneakers, you love shoes. So that's like with me and Amy, that's with me and him, like we kind of be on the same page. Like that's my nephew. I call him my nephew because his father actually did my wedding. He actually was the pastor for my wedding. And his mother is very close friends with my wife. So that's why I call him nephew. I adopt the younger age brothers or the younger age nephews, and I bring them underneath my wing and try to, mentor them. Shirley can tell you, if we'll be up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'll send them something through Instagram, regarding recording or regarding his music, or what ideas I think he should do as far as with his new single and stuff like that, marketing stuff. And I think that's important nowadays, to always give back. And a lot of times we don't get a chance to give back. So that's why I call Shirley my nephew, because we got that close association through his father and through his mother. Now, as being from Newark and moving to East Stroudsburg, how was that transition for you? Is that, because I know you go back and forth, but just being in East Stroudsburg, how different is that for you?
I mean, people call me crazy, but I like it out here.
Right.
Like
I'm not the only
being
one.
in Patterson, New Jersey. I was staying out there. You gotta be on your ones and twos. When you go into the corner store, you gotta make sure nobody following you. When you hanging out with certain people, they might be in the streets. You might have did something here and there. You just gotta you're on your P's and Q's, you lose a lot of friends in the hood too. So I always tell my friends out here, I'm like, I ain't lose, knock on wood. I don't got no friends since I moved out here that passed away, that went to jail for a long period of time, that did anything crazy. I got a whole bunch of friends out here I could bring around my family, I could bring around my daughter.
Right.
I got friends in the hood. We cool, we locked in, but there's certain influences, you got to keep away from your daughter.
You know, I only got robbed twice in my life.
Yeah.
Well, 3 times. Gene Griffin robbed me. that was the big one. But Super Cat set us up in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Reggae Sunsplash. That's right, Super Cat, piece of shit. Anyway, and then I got robbed in Jersey. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
and you know what's crazy?
Shoes took in Jersey too.
You know what's crazy? I got robbed in Jersey, right? On Friday, right? On Monday, they gave me my stuff back.
Probably didn't fit.
Right.
Probably didn't fit.
No, what it was, I know some people that know some people. You know what I mean? Sometimes you could push a button, and most people push a button and nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Some of us push a button, and there's a man with a gun in the doorway.
Right.
That's anywhere though. I done had some situations out here in PA that.
But you know what's so crazy about that? Dudes that robbed me, right? They was bumping their gums like, yo, we caught this OG slipping, right? And they said the OG he was scared because he said, you know what, here, I got money. You want the money? Take the money. Want some jewelry? Matter of fact, I got some more money in the car. Money. You know what I mean?
Sound like King of New York.
So they told some stories to another old head, and they said, what kind of car he was in? They said, what kind of car was it? By any chance, what did the license plate say? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Man, give me that shit. That's my guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
It can happen. It can happen that way. But I agree with you. That's one of the cities or one of the parts. Like Jersey was always like, even back in the days with the carjacking and stuff like that used to happen in Jersey. And the crazy thing is when I went to college in North Carolina, I went to St. Augustine's College in North Carolina. It's a historical black college. I got a chance to meet Duardall Kelly from Lords of the Underground. He's now the city councilman or something like that for Newark. So it's like seeing like hip hop and politics coming into fruition and stuff like that. But Jersey has always been like grungy. It's always been grungy, but it's always been a place where you can find, you can find some good soul food out there in Jersey. You can find some good bean pies. Always got some good bean pies in Jersey. And of course,
get that final call with it.
Yeah, right. Get your final call with it. And there's always some good bakeries in Jersey too. There's always some good bakery. And I'll put up, I won't say I'll put up a original Philly cheesesteak with a Jersey cheesesteak, but I'll challenge it. Mm-hmm. A good hoagie from Jersey, it's comparison to Philly. So, but not to New York, of course. Because New York, we take the mold when it comes to that. Yeah, pizza also, they got good pizza in Jersey too. Because I'm a pizza face too, so I know they got good pizza in Jersey.
But they ain't got no margaritas though.
Nah, I don't think they got.
They got no margaritas.
Nah, but it's really going back to like being a father and just having a seed. How complicated is that for you to have like work, your child, your music? I mean, is it complicated to stay focused with all those things, or have you created a level where you got it?
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, you got to create a level. It's either eat or starve. So I'm not trying to live no regular life. My daughter don't want to. I know she don't want to live no regular life. She asks me for dollars every day. So
right.
You got to go to work. And then music, what you want to do, you can't go in the studio for free.
Right. Yep.
So you got to work 2 jobs, and you want to look the part. So you got to work 2 jobs to make sure you up the part, make sure your music sound right, and making sure your daughter good.
Right.
So if you want, I don't know if you curse on it. I don't want to say half-assed.
We there.
But you can't half step into the game. You got to full step into the game. So
right.
If this music is what you want to do, you got to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs. To make sure
because you got to have a way to invest in yourself. Because I know my mom used to always tell me, in order to make money, you got to spend money. Or in order for people to see that they want to invest in you, you got to be investing in yourself. And that's something that you definitely got to pay attention to and do. So yeah, that's dope. I mean, it's like I said, coming up, you're not the only artist that I have in the family, that has, a seed or has a child or whatever. But I just wanted to see how your perspective was, being a father, being a rapper, stuff like that. So that's dope. I'm glad that you had that focus and that you're working on your craft and still staying focused on what you have to do as responsibility. Because a lot of times when you get into rap, they put up the memes, nephew. They got the memes. I was in the studio all night. I'm in the studio all night with my homeboys. But what's your regimen? Like, what's your regimen when you go in the studio? Are you in the studio all night, or do you go in, knock out 3 joints, and then you're out of there? Or do you have like a certain recipe for that you got set up?
When I go to the studio, I'm already prepared. The songs is already written.
Mm.
If anything, if I'm in there, I might switch something up. I got the songs written. I got the beats picked out.
Mm.
So when I go in, if I'm getting 2 hours, we knocking out 3 songs. Maybe I might spend 2 hours on one song, but that song's gonna be completely done when I leave the studio.
Nice. See, artists, I'm telling you, when you get in the studio, it's not no time to waste for you to be in there
We not
rolling,
in
right? Rolling, drinking, and
there.
all of
10
that.
deep. I'm in there by myself,
Dolo.
my mans, maybe a friend or 2, maybe.
And some chicken wings.
Yeah,
Gotta have chicken wings.
Sometimes.
Gotta have some chicken wings. Yep, gotta have those. All right, so we're gonna get into a couple of your joints tonight. And like I said, for me, my favorite, that brought me into it, this type of ish. And I want to get into that joint first, and then we're gonna get into the new joint, Ricky Owens, right?
Yeah, Rick Owens.
Rick Owens. All right. So, and like I said, being a sneakerhead, I saw the cover. The cover is those Converses. Those are the old school Converse joints.
They ain't Converse. They Rick
Yo,
Owens.
big Rick Owens. Yo, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to stay in the loop. I'm trying to stay in the loop. I got to get me a pair. He just got me this week. My nephew just got me this week.
Who is Rick Owens?
We just got me. Yeah, give us a little bit of that.
He a designer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not really too much on his clothes, but when he dropped the sneakers that kind of resemble the Converses, I just call how everybody on social media was gravitating to him. And I already liked him myself, so that's kind of what gave me the idea for the
And
song.
I just found out what Fashion Nova was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Right. But at least they're not the big red boots. Now if they were the big. Did you see the big red?
Yes,
Ronald
Lord.
McDonald.
Yes, Lord. Papa Smurfs and shit.
Right, the big red Smurfette boots. At least they wasn't those, but I liked them because they looked just like Converses. So see, I just learned something new.
These young bulls don't know nothing about Converse.
Right. Hey,
And in fact, Nike put Converse out of business just about. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You trying to know about them Chuck Taylors. You don't know about that.
I think Converse own Nike or Nike.
Nike owned Converse. Absolutely.
Yep. Wow. See, and back in the day, Converse, those were the sneakers back in the day.
Yeah, you either was Pro Kids or Converse.
Yeah, because if you didn't have enough money really in the projects, Converse was the easiest sneakers to clean. Like, see, when you got your summer job check, you would go like for outside. We would go to PQ's QP's market was on Queensboro Plaza, and you go in there and you get your summer school, you get your clothes for school, right? So you get your summer job check, you go in there. The Converses there was $30 back then. It's like $30, but usually you can find them at Army and Navy stores for like $75. It was cheaper at the, QPs, but they had the glue on the side. So what you had to do was you had to get the fingernail. Y'all don't get it.
He taking us back right
Y'all
now.
don't understand the struggle.
Had to get that glue off,
You gotta
right?
get the glue. Y'all don't understand, man.
Because the $30 Converses was
man.
the irregular one.
They was the regular ones, but
You know what I
these
mean?
joints had the glue on the side.
Yeah.
So what you had to do, Shirley, right? You had to get the Colgate toothbrush, right, with the toothpaste and put it on the joint. And what you had to do is you had to scrub it to get the glue off. Because if they seen the glue on the side of your shoe when you came to school, they already knew that you had on the fake Converse.
Yeah, that's right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, and it was a thing. You can't. Come on, man.
These young bulls don't know nothing. Man. They don't know
Thank
nothing.
God we don't know nothing.
They don't know nothing.
Y'all walk so we can run. Thank y'all for your
I'm-
service.
Y'all
Oh
understand?
yeah. But see. I'm gonna have to take y'all to school. I'm gonna have to tell them about new money and old money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
For another day.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
New money and old money. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna take you out of class. That's the
That's
whole
why.
point.
That's why y'all moving home with your mommy and
I
daddy
mean,
right
we can
now.
teach y'all some stuff too. Don't
Right.
just like that.
All right. So we're gonna start a class. You can call it
BMF, blowing
right?
money fast.
We're gonna
Say
call
no
it-
more.
We're gonna call it the UTSL class. We're gonna interchange the students. Like we're gonna have students that come in from different genres and just teach us class every Thursday night. That way we stay in the loop because I don't want to be out the loop. I want to make sure I'm in the loop. But I had to share that story because Converse's back in the day was the sneakers. We had Pumas, all that stuff. Big shout out to Mr. Ed Cranepool. He was
That's
he
right.
was, one of the he owned
One-
the factory.
One of the amazing Mets.
Yeah, one of the amazing Mets. He owned the
First
factory.
baseman.
Yeah, he owned the factory right across the street from our building in the projects. And when he would get the sneakers, he would like put them in a box and throw them, in the hood. So we got mismatched sneakers, but we still had Pumas had burgundy Puma with a blue Puma. Anyway, then we're gonna get into some Shirley.
You was crisscross before crisscross.
Yeah. We're gonna get into some Shirley music, man. Big shout out to Shirley for coming in tonight. Our special invited guest in the building tonight. We give him a round of applause.
I mean, thank you for having me.
So let's get into my favorite.